Hello, and welcome back to Off the Donut. Today we are joined by Cleven. If you
Yo.
speak, you will pop up. Yeah. So Cleven is an alternative rock project based out of Springfield, Missouri, that often focuses on incredibly fun, catchy, and sometimes distorted riffs laid over even more catchy lyrics and backing instrumentals. Cleven's EP, I Wonder What They Think of Me, releases right here on Lonely Bird Records on April 2nd, and you can pre-order the red tinted tapes featuring a bonus track and their first EP, Natural Disasters, on the B-side at lonelybirdrecords.limitedrun.com. Yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just hanging out mostly. Been
Mm-hmm.
on spring break, so we haven't been doing much.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't have mine for another week or so, which I'm very excited for it. Um, so we can hop right into some of the questions real quick. I'm not sure if I've ever asked you this. Maybe I have and just forgot about it. Where does the name Cleven actually come from?
Um, so when I was like thinking of starting a band and like doing music, I was trying really hard to come up with a name.
Mm-hmm.
And originally I was going to try and like do some sort of Bob's Burgers reference.
Okay.
But then my dad was like, "Hey, watch this clip." And it was a clip of Kevin from The Office talking about how he got fired because he would put in this imaginary number called Cleven. And
Oh,
basically, there is some quote. It was like 5 + 7 gets you home by 11, and then it's like all the characters being like, "That's why he got fired." It's because our financial records are completely in ruins because there's this imaginary number everywhere. But it mostly comes from my dad sending me that clip.
okay.
And then for a while, Build a Rocket Ship, the first song off the new EP,
Mm-hmm.
had that clip in it. But then I got too antsy about having a sample in it.
Yeah. Word. Yeah, you know what? I completely forgot about it, but now that you mentioned that, I do remember that episode. And I forgot that that's what they call it. That's fucking sick. Um, do you what were some of the other names do you think that you went through before you settled on Cleven?
Oh, it was a lot of like Linda Belcher quotes.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like weird ones. I can't remember them exactly. I think at one point I had like a Garfield oriented name. And I honestly don't know what was gonna come out of that.
I don't know. I mean, I saw my cousin sent me a picture of a tattoo that someone got the other day. And it was a picture of Garfield's face, and there was a little speech bubble next to it that said "Mitski." I'm wearing the Khaki Gov shirt right now. Actually, that says.
I'm so upset I didn't get one of those.
I think it's still up on
to.
Teespring. It might not be. I'm not sure, but yeah.
I remember it. It was that one and the Jeff Rosenstock one of like Garfield smoking a blunt.
Yeah,
that I like really wanted, but I just never got.
I think that cousin also was gonna get something that related to God that like had Garfield on it. I don't know. They send me a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. Also, I forgot. We usually do a snack and a bev check, but I forgot about it. I just have water with me. I always have water.
I just have water right now.
I don't have any snacks at my house. I always try to keep like a reservoir of peanut M&Ms somewhere, but I always end up just eating all of them at once because I can't like contain myself, I guess.
I'm a big fan of the peanut butter M&Ms. My personal favorite M&M.
Mm-hmm. Those are good too. Yeah. All right. So the next question. You recorded and mixed the entire EP by yourself. You did all the instruments and everything. Can you tell us a little bit about what that process was like, what it may have looked like from song to song? I'm guessing some you started from guitars, some you started from bass, some from lyrics.
So basically for every song, I started with guitar and bass because those are the two instruments I'm actually like good at. Mm-hmm. Well, good.
Proficient.
Proficient enough.
Yeah.
But writing the entire thing took like a year and a half just for the 5 songs. And it was such a long process because I started them in my closet, like at a different house. And then we moved. And then I like finished it here with all of this. And a lot of it was just starting with guitar and bass, like getting a riff, continuing it, putting bass behind it, and then trying to do drums for the longest time, I like physically could not get drums down for like half the songs.
Why? You couldn't keep the rhythm, or
I was just bad at drums.
Mm-hmm.
I just tried my best, and I was like, I can't keep up. I can't do any of this. But then I just like kept going, and eventually I got a take good enough where I was like, I'll just
go with that.
I'll just do this. The bonus track I programmed with the drums. I didn't even play them.
It's not worth it.
I was like, I can play these sections, but this section right here, I'm just gonna program. My foot does not move fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just long and a lot of work, and half of them, like, I'm pretty sure I wrote the EP at least 3 times and then scrapped the entire thing and then wrote it again and scrapped it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pain.
Yeah, songwriting process can be difficult, especially when it's only you, because there's so many different things that you got to keep track of, and then you got to remember it afterwards. Like after you've recorded it, it's fine, but then when you have to go back and play it, then you're like, ah, shit, this part.
I kind of need to play through it again soon.
Yeah,
I completely forget it.
Yeah. So as you were writing the EP, was there any certain sounds or feel that you wanted to have it? Just specifically have any influences that you think came into that? Were there any songs that you might have cut out, or were those 5 that ended up being on the EP pretty much the EP from start to finish? You just said that you may have rewritten it like 3 times. So
I definitely had like 3 different things. I would say my biggest like inspiration was probably Green Day, as many people, just because Green Day like kind of got me into more alternative music.
Yeah.
From like, I don't know, it was Panic at the Disco. I think it was like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, Pipeline. From
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
that was kind of all like the middle school thing for me.
Exactly.
It was a lot of Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, 21 Pilots. Then my friend got me into Green Day, and then that kind of just then it went from that to Dance Gavin Dance. So it was an interesting jump.
Yeah. But I would like watch Green Day videos, and I would like go deep diving on YouTube. And I found, I think it was the Remo Drive audio tree, or it was Mom Jean's audio tree, one of the 2.
Both of them are fucking killer.
Oh yeah. But that like got me into essentially what was the start of my DIY phase like 3 years ago. But yeah, I would credit Green Day a lot for inspirations and stuff.
What's your favorite album from them?
Oh man, I think right now it's Insomniac, but for a while it was Nimrod. I thought Nimrod was like really good, and I thought I was better than everyone for liking Nimrod more than Dookie or Insomniac.
Okay, so okay, that's really funny. It's the hierarchy of the Green Day album. Yeah, so I mean, how do you think that specifically sort of translated to the EP itself? Was there any like, how many tunings do you actually use on it? Is it all just like standard stuff, or
the entire EP is in E flat, which is where I would credit Green Day. It's all in half step, so you can blame Billy for that one.
Yeah. So what about in terms of like riff stuff? Do you think there was any specific inspiration that came from them or from other people, or you were just noodling your fingers around?
A lot of it was me noodling my fingers. There were like certain songs like Care Package. I was like dead set on starting with a bass riff and then having everybody else come in. Planets was written kind of to have that tone. Otherwise, I think it was mostly just me messing around and finding something that I thought sounded okay, and then feeling confident enough to like build it out. Pretty much. That's
okay. Yeah, we were I was demoing with my band I want to say a week or so ago, and we were listening to some mixes of a couple songs we're putting out soon, and for whatever reason, I had played the files on my computer, and Care Package actually came up right after those 2 happened. And because it starts out with that bass, our bassist was like, yeah, the sludge metal really comes in which I thought was kind of funny because it has that like heavy distortion on it and it's sort of slow paced. And I was like, that's not what I would have described it as, but I can kind of see where you're coming from in there.
I bought a Big Muff pedal just to record bass for like any future projects.
Mm-hmm. So you get that really like heavy, dirty tone in there.
I love distorted bass a lot.
It's beautiful, and it's enough said. It's beautiful. So what do you think is your favorite song off of the EP as a whole? Favorite song specifically?
Planets by far. Okay. I think by that time I was like comfortable enough in my writing that I was like making something I really like enjoyed making.
Yeah.
And so it was fun to record. It was fun to write. And I do not believe how complex I made the leads because they're so hard to comprehend like 5 months after I like recorded them.
Mm-hmm.
I like listen to it isolated and I'm like, I don't even remember what I did.
You don't even know where to start, huh?
I don't. It's honestly really difficult to like figure out what I was doing at the time.
Uh-huh. That's really funny. So would you say my next question was going to be what's your favorite riff? Do you think Planets would be, assuming that you can play it still, or would you say something else?
I like the opening parts just fine. Like the two guitars, one playing the rhythm and then the other one like kind of going a sharp lead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that one was pretty good when I wrote it. And I look back on it now and I like started listening to Development Hell. It sounds a lot like one of their songs. And I was like,
yikes. So, okay.
Like, uh-oh.
All right. And then what about like some of your favorite lyrics off of that? Lyric or lyrics?
I would say my favorite lyric, I have to like look it up. I don't want to misquote myself.
Yeah.
Gotta get my little book out.
Oh, so do you actually write your lyrics? I do most of mine on my phone. Okay.
I have them all in this little like journal, essentially, that my aunt gave me like 2 Christmases ago.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it comes more in handy when you actually write them down.
Yeah.
At least it makes you remember them better.
I think it makes it more permanent for me.
Yeah.
I would say need a shoulder to cry on. You try and look back, only it doesn't work. Now you're only upset. From Planets, I think that's like the second verse after everything like picks up. I would say that one was probably my favorite.
Were there any lyrical themes that you kind of tried to keep throughout the EP or throughout specific songs, or were there any like specific ideas that you wanted each song to have or portray?
I think a lot of the EP is kind of written about self-confidence and just like lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Because Build a Rocket Ship was mostly written about like being angry and not really having anything to do with it and just kind of sitting there being upset. And then Care Package is mostly about like relying on someone. And then Drugstore, I think, was a lot of just trying to move on from things that aren't really easy to move on from. And then Just Fine's kind of just about being done. And then Planets, I think, ends with like a connection between somebody and it's kind of a closing image and it helps kind of round out the entire EP. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of brings me to my next question, and that was that Planets has a pretty distinct feel, just being the closer track of the EP. Where was that actually written when in the writing process? Was that because sometimes closer tracks are the last songs written, sometimes they're like the second song, and you're just like, yeah, this is going to be the end.
So the starting riff, I probably wrote like halfway through recording the entire EP, and then I like kind of set it off to the side and I was like, I'll do something with this later. And then I was like, I need a closer and I want it to feel like a closer. I'm like, I'm just going to use this and I'm going to try my very best to make it feel like it's ending.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's pretty much what I did. And so it was like the last song to get recorded, the last song to be like fully fleshed out. So it like felt like a closer.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, did you know right away that it would be the last song? You kind of answered that.
Yeah, it was pretty much written to be the closer. It was designed essentially to end everything so that it would feel complete. Because I think that helped.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely does. What parts of it specifically do you feel set it apart from the rest of the EP, or make it that much more of a closer track?
I think the outro, when everything just starts like deteriorating and getting loud, and then everything just kind of starts falling apart, and all the yelling in the background. I think I would say it solidifies it as the outro for me. Kind of made it feel climactic by having this huge like rush of instruments with all the yelling, and then it kind of just fades.
Where does the so the bonus track, which again you can get on the tapes and only the tapes, so buy those. How did that come into the equation? Was that something that you kind of wrote after the EP, or just how did that work?
That has a lot to do with Klaus.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote the song and I was like, hey, do you want to do a split?
That was like, a split, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So that was meant to be a split song. But then I got impatient. And I was like, I'm not going to wait 6 months to put this out. So I was like, let me finish this and then I'll give it to Dave to put it on the tapes as just a tape exclusive thing. Word. I might put it on Bandcamp eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot, because I remember you had brought that up, because when you first sent it to me, you were like, yeah, we're gonna do this as a split with Bren, and I was like, word. And I listened to it and I was like, this is cool. And then I think we were talking about it later and you were just like, yeah, I don't know if that's panning out, which is funny because they're always doing shit. They're always doing splits and everything. Yeah, they put out so much fucking music, and I'm just like, I can't keep up with this shit.
I think it'll happen eventually. I just think at the time I was getting impatient with it, and I was like, I want to put this somewhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just put it on tapes instead. But I think it will happen. I'll talk to them and like try and get something planned eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure I have no doubt that I will too. It's just about actually getting it done. Yeah, no, that's funny. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what it was. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about it? Do you have anything that you want to talk about with the EP? Anything that you think you want people to pay attention to? Anything like that?
Not really. I mean, just listening to it in its entirety is like all I can really ask for. And it's just a pleasure to have people listen to any of it. When I released Natural Disasters, I like didn't expect to get over like 20 plays, and I got like 100 in the first week, and I was like stoked, and I've been riding that high for the past like 6 months since October.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, it's weird. Some I don't know if you've heard, there's a band also from Delaware called Off Color, and one of the members, Josh, and their other member, Will, I've talked with them a couple times. Josh has done some stuff for Gravers Lane as well. But every so often, and by the way, I tell this to fucking everyone, every so often we'll have a conversation about something, and Josh and or Will be like, yeah, no, like we genuinely like really like your stuff. And I'm like, why? How? It feels, it's such a weird feeling to have someone that you don't like already have a pre-existing relationship with be like, yeah, no, I like your music. You're just like, what the
yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever, if you say so.
I feel like that just comes with being a musician though.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, I didn't expect anyone to like this.
And it's weird because that's why nice. That's kind of why you do it. You know what I mean? You're like, you want people to listen to it, and then people listen to it and you're like, wait, what?
You're like, oh, weird. Cool.
Yeah. I am really excited for the EP to come out though. That comes out when this is going to go up. I'm looking at my calendar. This is going up on the 26th of April. So as this releases, the EP will come out in 1 week. If you haven't listened to it already, Care Package is out now on all streaming services and such, and Bandcamp. Yeah, just listen to the EP when it comes out. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to just have it be out there. Because as I was talking with you as well, this is kind of the first release that Lonely Bird has done that's like, just kind of like everything coming out all at once, because all the other releases that we've done before have sort of pre-existed in some form or another. So it's cool to have something coming out that's just like full all at once. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, again, if you have anything else you'd like to say in closing, because you're in the process of writing the album at the moment,
Yeah,
right?
I'm writing an album right now. So
how I guess far are you into that?
Far enough that I need to start tracking things. Like I need to start actually tracking guitar and bass, but I just haven't done any of it because I've been goofing off and playing video games.
Yeah, I was gonna say too busy grinding on Valorant.
Right. Trying to get into silver right now.
I've never played Valorant, so I don't know how the ranking system works. So
don't play it.
It's not worth it.
It's not fun.
Word. I pretty much the only video game that I play these days and have really played for the past couple of years is Overwatch. And that's not even like consistent. Like I'll just like once a week I might go down to my basement and be like, you know what? I want to have a good time at being bad at a game. And Overwatch is that game.
I'm waiting for Overwatch 2 to come out.
I am excited for that. I
was big into Overwatch for a little bit. And then I think they reworked Diva and I was like, all right, I'm done.
That was it.
because I was on Diva main. So I only played Diva.
Yeah.
I've reworked her.
I've recently kind of switched to healer to support a little bit. I'm not really great at anything. I remember I was about a week or two ago. I went down to play some, and they have like for like role queuing now. They have a way that you can sort of do like flex, so you can queue for all three of the roles. And I did that. The problem is that when you do that, it's only ever tank or support. You're never going to get fucking DPS, because unless you specifically queue for DPS, you're just not going to get that shit. And so after like 3 games, I was like, fuck it. Like I want to play something. So I specifically queued for that. And then I got into a game and I was like, shit, now I have to play DPS. And I didn't know what to go for. So
I had a friend, and whenever we tried playing competitive, he would always queue for DPS, and it would always take like 20 minutes to find a game.
Yeah.
Because everybody's queuing for DPS. And it's like, please just start maining a tank. Please. I'm just trying to get my placement matches done. I just want to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes queue times suck, but you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
Word. All right. Well, yeah, fucking the EP once again comes out in a week. Check it out. Pre-order the tapes now. I'm probably gonna be shipping them out so that hopefully they get there like a day early. Have you gotten yours yet? I think it's supposed to come tomorrow, actually, for you.
I have not gotten the mail at all like the past week, so I will check the pile.
I'm pretty sure for you it's supposed to arrive on the 22nd, which is tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm probably shipping them out early. So if you guys want to get the EP, assuming you have a cassette player, potentially a day early, then hopefully it will at least. Pre-order them. It comes with a bunch of goodies. You're gonna get a bunch of stickers and other shit in there, and pins. Those pins look sick as fuck too.
Art by Alana Hope.
Yeah, yeah, they look beautiful. So pre-order those now. Again, Lonely Birds Records at LoneLyBird.com. Thanks for coming on today.
It's been thanks for having me.
For sure. I always suck at these things because I never really know how to actually end them. So that's all for now. We'll see you in the next episode. Listen to the EP. Cool. All right. Goodbye. I forget how to stop recording this. There we go.